Welcome back, everyone. We are live here at the Coverings Lounge at the Orange County Convention Center, Coverings 2021, and we're live with the NTCA Artisans in Tile program, and this is session number 5 of a total of 7 sessions where our artisans, Lee Callawart and Joshua Nordstrom, are in the final stages of installing the pieces onto their masterwork, this alligator design that they created for Coverings 2021 is coming together, taking shape right now, right here in Orlando, but they're really in Milwaukee. Hello, Milwaukee. Hello, Lee. Hello, Joshua. Are you ready for us to come back?
We're ready.
We're ready.
Hi, guys. All right. We're ready for you. I know you need all the time you can get, so take it away.
All right. Well, they're mixing up some mortar for us right now. Some Multimax Light, which is what we're using. And Joshua and I were just discussing direction. And I think we were talking about maybe doing the L first, right?
Yeah, and then, because we got 2 straight edges to work off of, and as we go off of those straight edges, that's going to lend, all the shapes of the alligator, they're going to be there. So then we just start dropping the alligator in. And what we'll probably do is, we're going to get the thing set before we really push it down and really set it. We're going to mud everything and get it laying there. And then if we need to, we can move it a little bit, and then we'll go over it all and get it all squished down into the substrate.
Okay, so Joshua, did I understand that you're going to trowel the entire substrate and then set all the pieces?
Well, we're not going to do the entire. We'll do it as we go, but we'll set the pieces and let them lay there and not really embed them until we get quite far enough along. Because if we start embedding them and pushing them down, we work our way across, we might have to shuffle them all so these teeth fit right.
Okay, so you don't get any joint lines between the pieces.
Yeah, exactly. We want to try to keep our joint lines between the panels so they're, the same gauged as the rest of the.
How did I do it? That's
okay. And so you've got a pretty good open time on that product?
Yeah. You know what the open time is on the Multimax?
I think it's like 2 hours maybe.
Yeah. If we have to mix it a little more.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, that'll definitely get us through this session, and then we can mix a little more for the next session if we need to.
Gotcha.
There it is. All right.
Well,
wish us luck.
Good luck, fellas.
Okay.
Are we recording this so we can cut the parts
we need mud over here so you guys can back butter.
Yes, Val is recording this, and this is also live on the Coverings website right now, and this will be available to be viewed later. I believe that this can be viewed downstream, and it is being recorded. What notch trowel do you have there?
It's 1/4 inch.
Okay.
1/4 by 1/4 square.
Classic.
For this, we don't need extra buildup. The pieces are basically the pre-mounted sections are so flat. See, this is okay here. Now it's time to use the lines.
Well, we're starting with our L. That's gonna start with our lines. I'm gonna drop number 8 in here, and then we know that 7 goes right next to it.
Boy, this is a great camera angle, Brandon. You're doing a great job there. That's awesome. Love this.
So with the mosaics too, you wanna have 100% coverage because of all the little pieces. They're all pre-mounted, but you want that 100% coverage just so it supports the whole panel that we've already pre-mounted and built. So we're definitely scratching the whole thing.
Okay. Are you troweling? Are you putting ridges on the substrate or the backs of the panels or both? Or what's happening over there with...
They're, 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 they're over, they're, if you could pan over here, their back buttering the panels.
Okay, they're back buttering. I couldn't
So we're
tell.
gonna need number 8 and then number 7.
Can I grab a little bit there?
Yep.
Okay, I got it. They're back buttering over there. They're back buttering the panels, and then they're going to hand them over. You know the sequence, so you're getting troweled, and then you're going to set them. Got it. And for our studio audience, if you have any questions for the audience, I'll hand the microphone over to you. You can speak to them while they're working. They're happy to talk to you.
Yeah, we just need a minute here to just get this ready to go here. I think there's a little further. I think I want to trowel. I'm not going to trowel the glass in. I think we'll do that at a separate, the glass.
Okay, yeah.
Do that all at once.
Sure. Plan.
I kind of forgot about the glass. That glass is going to look great. See what Lee's doing there? He's doing straight line troweling, just like in any tile job. And he's being very careful to hold his trowel at a consistent angle because they want to be very much control any lippage on this piece. They don't want any lippage unless they've designed it in like they've been talking to us about. Some of the tile is intentionally recessed or has a reveal on intention, but it's designed that way. But right now when they install these panels, they don't want lippage from section to section. There's the first piece. I feel like a golf announcer.
In your back butter, you just want to make sure it's very consistent.
Golf announcers are usually whispering.
And now we're going to watch Joshua. He's lifting this up for the second piece. Let's watch him how he does this.
That's awesome. Okay, so over that.
We have more people wandering into the lounge. They're very attracted by what you guys are doing, I want you to know.
Well, good. It's good to find that people are as interested in it as we are. And it's great to spark that in other people. There's a lot of people that would love to do this. And once again, that's the whole goal here, is to inspire people, give them the knowledge, the tools, the techniques, the methods, everything they need to give it a try.
Lee, we have one audience member here that is exclaiming at the masterpiece. He wants to say a few words.
Hey, over there. Hey, Lee, this is Bart. I was just, and Joshua, I was just watching you drop those pieces in, and I just, I'm not asking you how you do it. I just want to tell you, that's just incredible how that just plopped in and how that just fit like that. So congratulations, and thanks for the hundreds of hours you guys have been doing on this project. So thank you.
Thank you for all you do.
Yeah, thank you. And it's not work to us. It's fun. So
Look at that. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. It's coming together.
I believe 6 is going right here.
Wow. This is it. This is Bart. This is it coming together right here. This is happening.
This water here.
So those pieces
right
we're
above
seeing
the
right
neck?
now, that's the water. That's what's made out of this gauged
here.
porcelain tile. This right here is what those pieces were milled out of. That was that gauged porcelain panel that's been cut into that.
That guy right down here. What is that?
We're missing the foot, guys.
It's up there. So it's something below that, Lee. Something with, oh, it's right here. Square
Oh.
edge. Yep.
Thanks, sir. We knew right where that piece was. We were just over there chatting amongst ourselves.
You're keeping us in suspense.
Yeah.
I can't tell you, it's cool to be us watching this come together. Wow.
Yeah, this is it.
Do you guys have the other foot over there by chance?
It's
It's around somewhere. That'd be the last.
I brought it over hand to you.
Okay, we got the jaw. You know what? Let's clean some of this out.
Anybody in the audience want to make any comments to the artisans? You can heckle them if you'd like, or compliment them. They'll take anything. Oh, we have a question coming up here, sir. Our questioner is Cody Cox. Cody Cox, this is Lee and Joshua.
Hey, Cody.
Hey,
Hi
Cody.
guys. First of all, it looks amazing. Question to you: how long was the templating process or the planning? Because obviously it was going to take a while, but how long, start to finish, guesstimate, did it take?
For the whole project?
No, the templating
Oh, just
process.
the templating.
Just the templating.
Well, we had. So what Joshua did was start with a projector drawing. Hey, Seth, would you run over and grab the drawing above the table over there?
Cody, we have a replica.
So first we started with the projector drawing.
little one.
Then we blew that image up life size and just drew it because you can't tell from an image this small if the pieces are even doable, or if you should alter it. So that's what we do. We blow it up, and when we redraw it, we alter the whole thing to make it not only pleasing, because you want all the pieces to be pleasing within themselves, but also that they're not microscopic little pieces. And then we take that drawing and we hand that over to Shay. Then Shay makes a vector file of it and downloads that file into his vinyl cutter and creates this.
Number 5.
This piece right here.
So,
on the back wall.
To answer your question, it's a process. The drawing itself, there's there's probably 12 hours to get to, maybe 12 to 16 to get to that actual vinyl in your hands with all the tweaking that you're doing along the way.
And you guys didn't have these pieces water jet, correct? They were actually hand cut.
No.
No.
Whoa.
That's a, you watch your language.
Did you say water jet?
Oh my gosh. He said the W word.
Oh, get off the stage, man.
We did something similar, but not near to this just elevation, I would say. It's just incredible, guys. You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Glad you could be here to enjoy it.
Cody, I know you couldn't make all the sessions, but they handcrafted all of these pieces out of this various stone, and that was a piece of gauge porcelain panel right there, 4 feet by 10 feet. They had 2 pieces of that. All of them were cut down to size. They were all milled. These thicker 2 or 3 cm stones were milled to tile thickness, about 3/8. And then everything was matched up with the template. Those were the actual templates right there on the wall that they used to create the pieces that they're working with right now. And then those were ground out on a wet saw or a ring saw, and then finished off on these little shapers down here. It's incredible.
Hey, all that pre-mounting,
Paid off.
and there's a piece of tile laying around. What's that?
What's that?
All these pre-mounted panels, and we have that.
Well, we missed a spot.
Yeah, yes, we did. Oh, look at that. It fits. Weird. All right.
So I would imagine number 4 goes on top of number 5.
I think.
Everything's working.
So back to the actual cutting of these individual pieces before you mounted them on whatever sections. Did you use just a paper template on the top, or what was the best action in order to get them to the size and then to actually cut them? What was y'all's thought process?
I don't know if I quite.
Can you repeat the question? I'm just moving them too much here.
So
Yeah.
so going from the templates that you guys created to actually mapping them out on the pieces, you just laid out the clear template on the individual pieces and then had them, scribed and cut. Was that the best route, or what was y'all's thought process when trying to attack that aspect of the actual cutting of the pieces from your templates?
The red vinyl on the wall was our templates.
Mm-hmm.
So those that enables us to just peel them and stick them.
Oh, they're stickers.
yeah,
Oh,
Stickers, yes, sir.
I guess I could have been a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the vinyl graphics that you have put on the side of your vehicle, right? But we have them made for our templates.
oh, ingenious.
Well, that is the right. That is the key to this. It saves. Oh my gosh, how much does it save?
40-50% of the time.
Yeah, cuts your time in half.
Yeah.
Oh, at least.
Yeah. Instead of sitting there drawing your image, making a master copy, cutting out every single piece individually, numbering it, putting it on your material, tracing it, and then cutting it. I mean, and then your pieces are not going to be as precise using a template as opposed to you're cutting right to that piece of vinyl, not to a line, a Sharpie line that may be on a piece of blue tape or anything else. So it does help with precision as well.
As well as soon as those Sharpie lines hit that water, they just quote unquote disappear for the most part.
Bye.
That's exactly, there are so many difficulties that come up with the old process, which, we didn't complain. We just did it until you found a better way. Then you look back and say, well, why didn't we think of this earlier?
Well, you learn something on every job.
And that's the joy of the tile industry, just learning each way you can as far as you go along.
Right on.
Every job's a challenge, right?
Yeah. Thanks, Cody. Great questions, great
Thanks,
comments. Guys, have you met Cody Cox from Cox Tile in San Antonio, Texas?
I don't know for sure. He looks familiar. But then with social media today, everybody looks familiar.
Cody's very famous.
Yeah, I remember seeing him on a interview with y'all, I think,
Yes, we
not too
did
long ago.
we did a lunchtime live with Cody a few weeks
That's
ago.
what it was.
Yep.
Now I know where I saw it.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a good interview. I like that.
Maybe someday we'll do a lunchtime live with you.
Of course. Anytime.
Okay.
You got it.
During lunchtime live, we've got to start eating lunch.
Well, we start talking about time zones. It gets really difficult.
Yeah, yes, it does.
Always the challenge, isn't it?
Yeah. Breakfast live.
Get this muddy before I sit.
You guys are just flying there. This is really awesome.
A little build. You see there where it didn't make contact? I could tell when I was pushing it down that I was not getting full coverage.
Okay, so did you pull that
So
one
I
up?
pulled it back up, and I could see all of the spots on here and on the small piece. Here, I'll show you. So you can see where
Oh, yeah.
where it did not make contact. That's
Gotcha.
no bueno, no good.
Right. Okay, yeah, that's good.
So
okay.
you want to make sure that you're getting full coverage.
So as you're setting these, you're verifying full coverage on all of these.
Yeah, most of the time you can tell. I mean, if you've just been setting tile long enough, when you put a piece down and it's just perfect. The first time you lay it in place, it's not right. It's not bonded.
That's right.
You just pick it up.
You got to do it 3 times.
Yeah. If you don't have to push on it and compress it and get it into place, there's not enough mud under it.
correct.
You should be able to get on it, and it has a stopping point and just flushes out. We might have to build this up right.
Have you dry fit this whole thing together before this? Has this all ever been together before right now?
Pushed anything in
The
yet?
whole thing?
No, but this has to come up.
Is that down?
No,
It's not down?
No, it won't come down. This has to go up. We did not since we've had everything mounted, no. So that's why this is a little nerve-wracking, because this is the first time that it has all been together after it's been pre-mounted. So we're hoping, and so far, so good. Hey, who took all the easy pieces? Here we go. Okay. That's got to be small teeth, but that's up. Let's see that one. So see, it's right there, right? Yep. So after that piece goes in, that's there. I can clean that off.
Well, you wouldn't want to get one out of place right now. That would be sad.
Take it. Could you back trowel the top of the nose too? In fact, probably.
What did you do? Did you pull a piece out?
Yes.
Once again,
It wasn't quite up to snuff.
So I know this is skipping ahead. Is this designed to be mounted on a wall? What are you thinking for final mounting? Hanging it on a wall?
It could be hung on a wall. It could definitely. There's plenty of backing in it. So there's no shortage of where you can mount it.
So it's super well built, super well framed.
Yeah. No, it's as structurally sound as you could hope for. There's no flex in the piece. And that was very important in just the engineering of the piece, because it has to travel, right?
Exactly.
It's got to get on an A-frame at some point and get in a truck and be on the road and handled with care by the shipping company,
Correct.
which we all know happens.
Every time.
Yes. No.
So we're thinking about we're already thinking about the packing of it to protect not only the face of the piece, but the framework as well, because it's so beautiful.
But we did save the A-frame that the panels came on.
Yeah.
So that could be an option for shipping.
Yeah, we can definitely reuse that.
We see that other color of green coming into there now.
You catching any of the shelling or fleck in the labradorite yet?
Yep, we're starting to
Those
see that.
the rainbow pops.
Rainbow pops.
Yeah, the rainbow pops right there. Okay.
Oh yeah, like a glove. So now I'm gonna set
Do you have
water.
Seth? Do you have that piece right there? Right under the water, under the nose? That guy right there? Whoa. Oh, yeah, that's a piece.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Is that a... Oh, no, that's oh, yeah, okay. Hey,
I noticed you don't have any thin set on your shirt yet, Lee.
I think that goes... Where does that one go?
In top corner.
That's the wrong... Gee, thanks.
I don't know. Here, let's hold it over the. Let me see it. I'll hold it over the.
I wonder if it goes... I think that's yours. I don't...
Probably. Well, it's part of the jaw, right? There's.
Yeah.
Teeth.
Yeah, I think that's...
Let's see here. That's
Is that the one?
That's a great question.
Yeah, that piece is comprised... Might want to go the other way, though. That's comprised of so many pieces that there's no way it's not going to hinge at some point.
What's the top and the bottom? We're looking at the bottom. No, Lee, you're working, the top is toward you, right?
Correct. This is the sky up here,
Okay.
which is that glass we showed yesterday. And we're going to set that independently because that's not pre-mounted. Those are just pieces of tile. Huh? Oh, that was just hanging on there.
Okay, so it's starting to take shape now. We can see.
Jeez, they look
I
terrified.
know. Well, I did. I was like, what was that breaking sound?
The sky is falling. The sky is falling. That's not covered for anything right there.
Come up a bit.
Don't like that either.
This one's got to slide in there. This is our crucial piece.
So you pulled that piece out, Lee. You sort of fit the one that goes next to it, and you saw it was a little low, so you pulled it.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to put it in place. There are so many pieces. I mean, there's so many individual pieces. It takes just like setting a marble floor. Basically, it takes some time. Even though your substrate's flat, because you have so many multiple pieces in there, you're going to be pulling pieces up and down. It's inevitable in order to get them flat and flush.
Sure. How is Seth liking Wisconsin?
It's one piece here. I should pop out right there. We can do that in a minute. Should we wait till that one? I don't know. See that? That one is a little low.
Is that the way that it's mounted?
How often you guys
get to watch somebody else
work, right? How
Well, I
often
could-
you got to watch somebody else work?
Here, maybe I can do something. Here.
We've got some tile setters in the studio audience, and we're just enjoying watching other people work.
Like homeowners.
Yeah.
Right. You guys sure you know what you're doing?
Well, for our first time, I think we're doing fantastic.
Yeah, we watched the YouTube video last night.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's how you get her done. Watch those videos.
I see Joshua had to come around to Lee's side to give him a little help. He was kind of going slow there.
Oh boy, here we go.
He is a little bit older than me.
Bam.
Sorry.
Oh,
Hello,
that's all right.
Nicholas.
I can take it. Is it that one?
We got one here.
Yeah, here.
We got that guy. That looks like the one.
And this is gonna hinge right there.
I would think that we got to put a little bit more because
Where do you want it?
all those have a little bit more.
Oh, yeah, builder.
We have people all over the Coverings Lounge here with an eye on you guys. So we've got, I don't know how big this lounge is, maybe pretty big.
Well,
Pretty big. They're watching you.
well, Maria or Seth, if you have anything you want to talk about during this, you could surely be vocal about it. It's a little tough right now to talk a lot. The brain is pretty much focused.
It's all right. We're having a good job watching. I'm wondering, and you don't have to answer this, how Seth is handling Wisconsin, if he's having a good time there.
Come on over. Seth.
I'm having a wonderful time, Mark. This is probably one of the coolest things I've ever done in my life, and I'm just glad to be here to help and learn. And yeah, it's super awesome, man. I couldn't ask for anything better. Real.
Seth, we're sure glad to have you a part of this. Thanks for coming up there and helping. This is great. And for our studio audience and everybody else watching out on the website, if you haven't seen some of Seth's artwork that he's made, he recently completed a dragon installation. I know it's hard to imagine. I know until I saw what Seth did with these dragons, I couldn't even get my head wrapped around it. Seth is an incredible artist, and you need to go on to NTCA's YouTube channel and watch what Seth did.
Thank you, Mark. Thanks for that.
Absolutely, Seth. We're so glad you're there.
One on your side. I'm like, I don't know where it comes.
And you know what I was doing? I'm looking at them like they're nuts because I'm saying I need this piece, and it's sitting right there.
I was hiding it.
Uh-huh.
We have more and more people filling up the lounge here, guys, and I'm going to talk to them a little bit. Everybody, so you know what we're watching here is we're watching the installation of the alligator design that was created by Joshua Nordstrom and Lee Callowart, our NTCA Coverings Artisans team. They made this piece especially for Coverings 2021, and they're installing these pieces right now on the substrate. So what you're seeing come together is, guys, is this would you classify this as a mosaic?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we like to call them hand-shaped mosaics.
This is not water jetted. This is all 100% hand-shaped and coming together right here. I said it again. I'll try not to say that again.
Well, you know, a typical mosaic is broken tile. What people think of mosaics, so we like to label them as hand cut because that's what they are. Everything's hand cut.
Is that the next panel for right here?
Yeah, that.
If you have any questions or comments for the artisans, they'd love to speak with you. So
Then I'll
please
take-
feel free.
Number one panel. This is. Oh wait.
This is 2.
Yeah, where's 3?
How you doing, my friend?
Oh.
Good to see you. Been a while.
Oh
Just
man,
got in, I can tell.
I'm still clean.
Good to see you. in
Damn
one
it.
piece.
That's never coming off. Oh yeah.
It should be everywhere when we're done.
Am I
We're doing it right.
Is that?
Doing it right. The audience should have a little bit on them too.
Yeah. Darn it.
So what we're seeing come together, I mean, this was a well-orchestrated artwork here. There were many, many, many steps, many weeks, hundreds of hours involved by numerous people. If this is your first time watching one of these sessions, you're seeing the final stages of this artwork come together right now. There's a couple more stages yet to come. We will have one more session after this. We've got about 15, 20 minutes to go in this session. And they're almost up to the sky.
That's where it goes, and then there's extra.
This is an alligator swimming in the water. That water that you see is made out of this gauged porcelain tile. This was a gauged porcelain panel that was shipped from Miami up to Milwaukee. All of those pieces you're looking at right there were milled out of this. The colors were selected out of that piece, milled, shaped. aligned.
Okay, what do you got, Maria?
And then all of those pieces in that alligator were built out of the stones that I have up here. The templating process began with a little tiny sketch over here on this wall. It was colored in, then blown up to size to this larger image. Then I'll call it a sticker template, was made right there out of those red stickers. Those stickers were placed on some of these stone tiles, just like this one right here. I believe this is the labradorite. So they found the veining that they wanted, placed the sticker in that area, then they cut that piece that they needed on a wet saw or a ring saw, ground it on these shapers over here, these wet shapers, fit it in to obtain a very tight 16th inch joint, super consistent joint. But before they even got to that point, they built a mock-up, like we should with every tile installation. This is the mock-up for this entire piece they built. So they mocked up the mortar color. They tested all of the different stone and porcelain types. They tested their grout color, and it all is coming together right now before our very eyes.
Thanks,
guys-
Mark.
Did I get that right?
You did. You know what? You learned a lot when you were here in April.
Yes, sir.
You just rambled that off like you knew exactly what we were doing.
I think he's going to pass the test when we give it to him.
I think so.
Ooh.
He passed it when he was here.
That's true, he did.
Hey, you know what? Are you guys certified tile installers?
Yes, sir.
Over there on that wall.
1643.
Yeah, but do you have your plaque? I want to see the plaque.
Not with me.
No?
There we go.
Mine's over here.
I got
We,
my card
we,
in my pocket.
we've
I
got
want to see the
some
card.
we've got some CTIs in the audience. We have NTCA members in the audience, and we have a monthly artisan roundtable that we work on with our artisan team, and we've had a number of programs. One of them recently was with a team or a panel, I guess, of handmade tile makers. I'm not saying that right. What are they called?
Yeah.
They're artistic tile manufacturers, and these manufacturers are looking for people that can do what Lee and Joshua are doing right now, that understand how to install handcrafted tile. And we're even beginning to talk about a certification for installation of handmade tile. Remember that episode, guys, if you can hear me talking there?
The handmade tile episode?
Handmade tile episode. Remember that?
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I just saw a post yesterday of, I think it was Julie.
Julie Bond?
Yeah. She's doing that mural of, it's like a hillside off of an ocean, somewhere overseas. I don't know
Yeah,
where it is, but
I forgot to,
it's like
but
it's going to be a backsplash, but just gorgeous work.
oh yeah, it was.
Beautiful.
So that's there's so much beautiful art in our craft.
So many variations.
Yeah, so many
That's what's
wonderful
cool about it.
artists and different mediums. I just love how complex that is. Everybody thinks of tile, and they think of 4x4 tile on McDonald's bathroom wall.
Or a broken teapots for Mosaic or something,
Yeah.
That's kind of traditionally what people think of when you say Mosaic.
But it's absolutely fantastic that NTCA and Coverings are really highlighting this aspect of our trade, of our industry, because there needs to be a reemergence of the artwork in our industry.
Yeah, that's where it all started.
Well, and it's been somewhat lost over the last several years, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So
They're being slowly dug up.
I think focusing on that now is the timing couldn't be better for the future of artisanship in our industry.
We have our friend Malcolm Campbell from the Toledo, Ohio area here in the audience. Malcolm just arrived. And Malcolm, you do a lot of commercial work, right? Yeah. Malcolm, I want you to say hi to the artists. These guys aren't far from you. They're in Milwaukee. Everybody,
going.
come on up here, Malcolm. Guys, I want to introduce you to my friend Malcolm. Malcolm, here you go. Talk
Malcolm.
to Lee and
Hey,
Joshua.
Mark.
Hey, Malcolm.
Hey, Lee. Hey, Joshua.
How you doing?
Good.
Yeah, let's-
I remember Joshua from Mud
It's
last
all my
year.
forehead.
Yeah, you guys
2 years ago. Last year got pulled out from under everybody.
No, at Mud. Yeah.
Oh, Mud, yes.
Yeah.
That's what I went down. I took my CTI at Mud.
Yeah. I watched you. The way you approached the test was really showed all your techniques that you have with the mosaics. He
Remember that
templated stuff and mounted them on sheets. Yep, that
That's
stuff.
awesome.
And then he would complete an entire wall at a time. The way these guys, Mark, the way these guys approach doing this work, and what we've been here for about 10 minutes watching what they're doing. This is, anybody that looks at this, not just tile people, and not just fans of tile, but just regular folks, when they look at this stuff, they just are amazed by it and wonder just about how you guys go about doing this stuff. I know for my part, I do, but in sitting here in this 10 minutes, it's really, you guys make it doable. You make it doable. That's really cool. And that's what I do when I do the commercial work and I work with people that come in to do the work. We're not at this level, of course, but it's very teachable and can be doable for the work that we're doing. And I'd like to try some of this sometime myself, come out to Milwaukee, if you guys would have me.
Anytime. That's what it's
Awesome.
all about. You know, I
Awesome.
mean, once again, that's why we are here. There are people like you that would love to give this a shot. It's interesting, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm the same way about other things I have interest in, but if you don't have the information, it seems sometimes like an out of reach goal or task. Where do I start? Well, we can help with that. That's the point.
Yeah, we're here to teach you all of the things that we learned the hard way to help other people from not having to learn it the hard way. Kind of speed up your learning process, kind of get you up to speed a little faster.
Well, yeah, and you know how it is with anything. If you're unsuccessful in your first try, sometimes you're less likely to try again.
Yep. Don't
Sometimes.
be discouraged.
Well, we can help make sure that you are successful in your first try. It won't be perfect, but none of it is.
Yeah.
It's tile and stone. There is no perfection. There's striving for perfection, yeah. And that's what we should all be doing, is striving for it, because if you strive for it, you're going to get awful close.
I say we start every job with the best intentions, but because of the deadlines that we have, eventually you have to switch a gear to, can I say this on TV? Sure. Fuck it, put it in.
Whoa!
We get to the fuck it, put it in stage. And
Oh, man.
but every project started with the best intentions. I had to change the subject, guys, but I was wondering while I was sitting there, Mark was talking about how this is the culmination of a lot of hours of preparation. Last night, I was wondering, is last night when you guys were thinking about putting this in, were you super excited like a kid for Christmas Day? Were you excited?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
But I think you're always a little apprehensive because it's a lot different than installing it than it is making it. And you hope, I mean, we're never like, nervous. It just, you hope all the time you took to plan every little detail pays off. And you know something isn't going to work as well as you had hoped.
Yeah.
So you understand that going in, but you're just hoping that it's minimized and you're the only one who it drives crazy that that little detail isn't perfect and nobody else cares. That's what you're hoping for.
Right.
But when you run into those challenges, sometimes that opens up opportunities too. You know,
Right.
unforeseen opportunities.
You learn something from your Plan B solution.
Right on.
Yep.
We dry fit that glass just to make sure that.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm really impressed, guys. With
Well, I'm glad you
everything
could come and talk to us, man. And if you're ever in the zone, definitely come down and we'll have a chat and make some mosaics.
Thank you for that. And one last question. I saw you guys did that pizza oven recently.
Right.
Yeah, where was that?
It was in a house on a lake not too far from here, and they have a entire outdoor kitchen.
Yeah. Love it.
I mean, I know there's a lot of outdoor kitchens, but the owner, she is a master chef.
Oh, okay.
And when I say she has an outdoor kitchen, I mean, yeah. And this is the centerpiece of that kitchen is that pizza oven, the centerpiece of art. So I don't have. I hope to get back there at some point. I don't have any.
I'm going to give the mic back to Mark here. It's been a pleasure talking with you guys.
Thank you.
Malcolm is going to get in touch with you guys, and I think that would be a great connection. He's around Toledo, so it's not very far from you. And if you guys can connect, he does a ton of commercial work, and he's got a really cool philosophy for training his team and the different levels. I'm sure he'd love to tell you about that. So when you connect with Malcolm, you're going to hear about that. We have somebody else here that would like to say a few words to you guys. Oh, no, he's got questions for you. John Cox.
Questions for them.
Yeah, questions.
Okay, my question is, I see the little drawing, the little sketch. I guess that's a sketch of how it originates, where you guys take the different stages.
Right.
The small one, is that just a sketch that you guys sketched?
It's just a drawing we start with, and then it just gets modified over and over and over until it's what we want to see.
Okay, so how do you get the small sketch to the larger, the black and white or clear and black?
Seth is going to show you right now, or Maria, one of the two. So you can get it over there.
So you use overhead projector,
Yep.
the old antique overhead projector.
Works every time.
Yeah, they're great. You can make your project as big or small as you want.
Oh, so it's in a magnifier or enlarger, huh?
Right. So you take, we just take our image.
And you just drew that by hand, correct?
Can we plug it in and put the image on the wall? Want to grab a cord, Seth?
I got to get this piece.
We got the colored image that can go.
I don't know if you have something to hold up.
And then just turn it around and just point it right up there, right on the white wall.
Will it show up with all the lights on?
And then once you get that, how did you get to the pieces where the decals?
Well, traditionally, before Shay came along with his system, you see the vinyl templates behind Mark there. That's what we used. But traditionally, we would take and we would blow our image up here that Maria's got going here on the wall. We'd blow that up and we'd trace it out life size onto something. I like to use like the backside of a piece of Tyvek because it's a nice white canvas and lays flat, and then you trace it out.
So you just trace out with a marker?
Correct. Yeah, and then you can control your grout lines then when you're tracing it out. And then once it's all traced out, I'll go and I'll label it and I'll color it for reference. And then then I use tracing paper and go over the whole thing with tracing paper, trace it all out with tracing paper with your grout lines, and then you cut out all your shapes. You leave your grout lines, you're cutting your grout lines out, and then you've got your templates. And then you take those templates and you trace them to tile.
But how did you get the red where the decals?
We're going to give you an explanation from the person who does that.
Yeah, so,
Mr. Shay Callowert.
Can you guys hear him without a mic?
Here, I'll stand close.
There we go.
So based off the drawings that either my dad or Joshua provided with us, I take that and I use a vector program. You can use CorelDRAW, Illustrator, and I create a vector image of this. So basically like a digital tracing. And then from that, I cut out those vinyl pieces using a vinyl cutter. And we worked and we finally found a process that makes the most sense, and it's working really well.
But is it a solid piece of the red vinyl, and then you end up cutting the individual decals out, or?
Exactly. So when you run it through the cutter, based on the vector programming, it'll cut out this exact image, and that's a whole nother explanation, like a huge explanation. But basically, it's one giant sheet of vinyl that has all these cut out, and then you pull out the negative space, aka like your grout lines. And then you have your individual pieces that you can then stick to the tile and cut out more precisely.
Okay, I was just curious the process of start to at least get to that point, and then start breaking down the colors.
Absolutely, yeah.
Cool.
And then for color selection, sometimes what we'll do is there's some paper, projector paper. Oh, I think there's some right over here on top. Okay. So a lot of times you want to, if you're trying to select a certain aspect of the stone, what we'll do is I might take some projector paper or something transparent, and then I'll trace that shape. And then I'll take it, a piece of that right in, it's right in there. Yeah, perfect. So I'll take that. Now I know what that shape is. And if I want to use a certain portion of the stone, I can move this around and pick exactly what I want out of the stone.
Then you end up cutting that shape and then transferring it onto the piece of stone?
No, I have the vinyl template. So all I have to do is trace the vinyl template piece onto projector paper, and that just gives me an image to scroll around the piece of material to find exactly what I want to see in that particular piece.
Okay. Is the Revolution the only saw that you guys use for scrolls?
That's what we use. There's bandsaws out there, different things, but I don't know. This is all we've ever used, and they do everything we ask of it.
Yeah, there's a couple. We've got a couple of bandsaws, and they give a deeper throat. The LaserTech 7000 gives you a deeper throat so you can cut larger pieces.
Right.
How do you like the bandsaw?
It is a
work well?
bandsaw.
What's that?
It is a bandsaw.
No, how do you like it?
How do you like it? I've never used one. I've been curious of how they perform.
It works really, really well. We just had a really challenging project where we went through 3 sets of bearings. That's how much we used it.
Oh boy. What about bands? Is it hard to break a band, and is it hard to get new bands? And
The 7000, it's relatively easy to get. It's a company out of Miami, and they were pretty responsive because I broke a couple of blades because I over tightened. But like I said, we ran out of bearings because of the COVID that we weren't able to replace. We also have a Carl Dahm. It's a German bandsaw that I like better, but because of trying to get materials out of Europe, made it very, very difficult. We got the blades in when we finished. But those are 2 really good saws because the throat. The challenge with the Revolution is that sometimes if you're cutting a quick, sharp radius, the throat you have to back it back out if you don't have a double-bladed saw blade.
right.
Yeah, that's why, I guess if you're working on a larger scale, that sounds like that would be the thing to have.
Yeah.
Otherwise, when we get larger scale mosaics like that, we use like a 3 3/8 grinder blade. They're super, super thin.
Yeah, you ought to check out that Laserdisc 7000 because it allows
Sounds interesting.
yeah, the throat, like I said, the throat allows you to cut a larger piece
Yeah.
without having to stop and come back out.
Yep.
Because what we found out is if the throat was too deep, you cut it, you turned the saw off, and then backed it out instead of trying to do it while the blade was still on, while it's still
Yeah.
running.
And then you damage your cut.
It didn't. It damaged the blade or pulled it off the belt. Then you had to take it all apart to put the belt back on.
Oh, geez.
But you guys are doing a great job. I just curious how you went through the process of from start to that point.
Yeah, well, it's a long process, and over the years, I think we've you learn something on every job, and every job you shave a little time off the next one. I remember one of my very first murals that I did. I single set every single one of them, and it was if you've ever been on my website, I got to update my website.
Well, I saw. I was at the awards when you did the octopus.
Okay, well, so I did a shower years ago. It was like a beach grass that went around like a corner tub. Thousands of pieces. I don't even remember. That's back when I was hand making tile, from scratch, and I single set every piece, and it took forever. It was like a
Right.
install, and then I just stumbled on pre-mounting, and then from there it just that was a huge time saver. That was the first big one, and then you just learn little things here and there that speeds the process up. And then now this new vinyl templating is it's cutting edge. It's
I got to go to tours.
time and a half.
So thanks for y'all's time.
Yep.
Yeah. Have a great day.
John had an appointment that he had to take off to, but a great discussion. Thank you, John Cox. That was terrific questions there.
Hey, Mark, I got a question.
Guys,
for
how you doing? How are you holding up?
We're doing good, but I have a question. We're curious of what's the
Good.
attendance like
Awesome.
there?
We have about 3 more minutes, Lee and Joshua, on this session. Do you have anything that you want to talk about wrapping this up before we get to our next session? That'll be our final one for today.
Well, I think this is about as far as we're going to do some cleanup. It's probably about as far as we're going to go at this phase. And then on the next one, we'll put the sky in, right? And then all of the teeth will also go in the final session. So we're just going to continue to do a little tweaking here and there and get prepped for the last of it, the final phase.
I'm wondering if we could get, before we go, could we get some zoom in over the entire piece so we could get some close-ups and sort of panned over the whole piece while we can see the work that you did? Check that out, everybody. Look at the pieces, and I've got the samples of the material up here. I've got those red sticker templates hanging on the wall. We've got the colored piece. We've got the shapers up here. Look at that work. Look at that shading that was done there.
It goes there. Oh, we're in the way.
Is that the nose coming out of the water?
Yes, right here.
And that's the surface of the water that the nose is breaking, right?
This coming through here, right, is the surface. And this is the wake that's created behind it.
Yeah, and we've got the relief we were talking about here, so it looks like it's a ripple in the water, like it's pushing water in front of them.
Show us that band of green color and the blue color, how you did that in the water. Look at that. Their selection through that panel was all purposeful. Every piece was purposely selected.
We tried to keep all the lighter shades, the greener shades of the tile, and put them up top and put more of the blue down so you can see it. We faded it down.
So that as the depth of the water increases, the shade of the panel becomes darker.
Let him show this right here. This is such a cool spot.
Over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we see that. Yeah, that is really cool.
Yeah, see how it's very tight in here. There's a lot of shading work done.
Yep. Any final questions or comments for Lee and Joshua before our next? We do have a comment or a question from Nicholas. Come on up here, Nicholas.
There's
I'll keep
pieces.
it simple. Where do you guys source this material from? I mean, where do you find this gorgeous glass and stone, and where do you guys source this stuff from?
It's the tile shops. You know, it's I was mentioning yesterday, when I come across a color that I like, I buy it, and then I've got it, and then you just make a mental note of colors that you've seen and how obtainable they are. So, you know, it's just, for me, I've always got my eyes open for color and texture.
No, I'm just laughing. I was laughing about something else.
Are you tossing?
Yeah, he was going to toss his sponge.
Bonk it off my
Yeah.
So they, yeah, Nicholas, they keep their eyes open all the time, and when they have specific pieces, they know some designers. They know a lead knows a local designer, and they share information back and forth. He's got connections. I know they made some contacts, and
Yeah, just always. And you know what? Informing, when people in town or in your region realize what you do, all of a sudden they're just calling you, telling you, hey, we've got this crazy onyx in. It's probably something that you would be interested in. And back in the day, I would let them all know. If you have overstocks of something, don't throw it in the dumpster. I'll take it. You know, even if I don't need it right at that moment.
You basically took the words out of my mouth. That's where I was going with that. As a local contractor, I hate to throw all this material away that I know someone could do something with it. And I've tried to speak to people at like art shows, local art shows, and try to find a mosaic designer in my area so I don't just throw this material away.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. It gets repurposed.
okay, thanks, Nicholas. All right, guys, we're out of time for right now. We will see you on the final session for today. So come back, everybody, to the Coverings Lounge, and we'll see you shortly. See you guys.
See you in a bit.